Hi guys, Gaming Bear here. Right, today we're having a look at the AC4 Light Bundle, which is a medium tier 6 British tank. And this bundle you get 2,500 gold and personal reserves, as well as the tank, for £18.42 or $26.74. On the Russian server, you're looking at, bear with me a moment, you're looking for the tank. It's £17.59 or $25.40. So very similar prices. So this is the bundle we're going to be looking at, and we'll decide whether it's a good tank and worth going for. So let's get on with that review. Right, today we're doing a review of the AC4 Experimental. And you're saying, oh well, we've seen that before. Well, actually no, what you've seen before is the AC1 Sentinel, which is the little brother. Basically, it looks the same or very similar. The turret is slightly different design. The hull is a very slight change. It's a little bit more angled and sloped. As you can see, the angles are sloping there. And then other angles and bulges. Some of it's more angled, other bits aren't. And we will play it out and see how this rock and rolls. So we're looking, it's got a 17-pounder gun. So it's very similar to, bear with me a second, let's do a comparison with this and see what we can actually compare it to. So, comparing it to, where is it? There we go, Sherman Firefly, because this has got the same 17-pounder gun. The Firefly has got just over 1900 DPM. The Alpha is 150. Penetration 171, which is pretty good. Reload time 5 seconds instead of 4.7, so a rate of fire of 12 rounds per minute instead of 12.77. Aim time is the same, 2.1 seconds. Dispersion 0.39, whereas the Sherman's got 0.38. On the move, this is 2.1. The Sherman's this is 2, and this is 0.2, and the Sherman is 2.1. Traversing is 0.2, the Sherman's 0.21. Total traverse is identical, and after firing, this is only 3.5 seconds instead of the 4 seconds on the Firefly. So you'll see that this is more accurate on the move than the Firefly. So the Firefly is designed for static work, firing, moving, whereas this is more accurate on the move itself. So let's have a look. Ammo capacity is down. Shell velocity is 884 meters per second. And you get to the top speed. Now we're talking about the manoeuvrability of this thing. So 60 kph going forward, really nice, with the Sherman Firefly being 36. Reversing 20, and the Sherman's got 18. So power to weight ratio, you were hoping for something good, and no, you've been let down again. So same as on the AC1, that power to weight ratio means you've got to work the ridges and use your brain. You haven't got the power to get you out of trouble when you need it, sadly. So we're looking 11.7 instead of 13.93, well, basically 14. Traversing is identical at 40, and as well as the power to weight ratio being out of pants, you actually get worse terrain resistance, which isn't good. But you get a great gun elevation of 20. Gun depression, instead of the 6 on the Firefly, you're getting 10 degrees. So you can work ridges really nicely. Gun handling is quite good. Gun traverse is 44 degrees, which is nice. And hull armor is 65, 45, 45. So it's better than the Sherman, which is nice. The turret, it says it's 0, but this is exactly the same problem we had on the Mark 1. It's actually 65, 65, 65. So the sides are better, but the front of the turret on the Firefly is better, and around the gun mantlet. So yes, well, you've similar things. So let's have a look. Engine health is worse. The tracks, ammo rack are the same. View range 360 meters, which isn't too bad, seeing as it's a premium. And radio range 450 meters, which is okay. Chance of fire 20%, which is alright. So let's have a look at the 3D model. So, hybrid visualization, firing over the track, which will take it to about there. So, you're firing up at yourself with your own gun, which we know is very good, a very strong gun. So firing over, you've got areas around the side. If you miss the gun, well, if you hit the gun, it's going to absorb your shots. Coming up to the side, flat area, it's not going to bounce. Around the gun mantle, you've got certain areas up to around about 180-ish mil with auto bounce zones. over the top as well. But there's a flat area here, which is only 65mm. It's going to go through every single time. At the side, you've got some bouncy areas, but not a lot. You've got more chance of eating shots if they get if your tracks get in the way. So move up, poke, fire, pull back, poke, fire, pull back. That's the way to do this, and you're let down by the power to weight ratio. Now, I haven't played this yet, so I don't know exactly how it's going to be. So let's have a look. Let's do a comparison. UK tanks, mediums, tier 6, experimental, and comparing it to the Cromwell. So you want to see how well it compares to the standard Cromwell. So let's get in. DPM is 1800 instead of 2076, so the Cromwell is hands down better. But the Alpha is 15 better. Penetration is 26 better than the Cromwell, which is nice. It can give you, so your shots at range are better. Reload time isn't so good, so you got a reload once every 12 seconds instead of 15. 12 rounds per minute instead of 15.38, but you've got a higher penetration and Alpha. Reload time 5 seconds instead of just under 4 for the Cromwell. Aim time 2.1 seconds instead of 2.3, so it's significantly more accurate than the Cromwell. Dispersion 0.39, not as good as the Cromwell's 0.36. On the move it's 0.2 instead of the Cromwell's 0.24. Traversing 0.2 instead of 0.24. Tower traverse 0.12 instead of 0.14. After firing 3.5 instead of 4 on the Cromwell. So you can see that this is a much better, a more accurate tank on the move, especially than the Cromwell, than either of the two vehicles. So let's have a look. Top speed, the Cromwell's got 64. So it's still in the same sort of ballpark, but the power to weight ratio it's roughly half the power to weight ratio of the Cromwell. It'll run rings around you, and the working around different terrains, this is not so good, you know. But then you come to the gun elevation. You've got an additional 5 degrees over the Cromwell. Gun depression, 8 degrees on the Cromwell, but this has still got 2 more, which is really, really nothing to be sneezed at. So gun traverse, identical. Then you're looking at the armour. The armour is better in every respect than the Cromwell. This is more sloped. The Cromwell is very flat and slopey. The turret is less well, hasn't got the same thickness, but it's got more sloping. So overall, I would say that this has got better armour than the Cromwell. It's just the mobility that you're lacking, and about 270 DPM that you're losing on the Cromwell. So let's see how we can play it. Let's get in, have a look at this beast in action. So I'm going to set this up and take it out for its first voyage, and we'll see what we can do with it. So bear with me a moment. Okay, we're set up. I've put rammers, vents and binoculars on. So we'll get into a game and see how this plays straight out of the box. First game, and see what it's like. See how hampered it is with the power to weight ratio. We'll see how well it actually runs, and see how good it is on those ridges. So I'm going to move along with the heavies, and we'll see what we can do. So I'm going to work the ridges down the K-line, start coming from that direction. So it's a nice looking tank. So we'll see what this the 17-pounder. But if you think that it's using that strong British gun, and we'll try and take out the heavy tanks from range and see what you can do. So the 17-pounder is not to be sneezed at in any permutation. Yes, it drops a little bit in DPM, but it's got the accuracy on the move. Let's see. You see how this feels. Turns really nicely. Look at the bloom. Wow. And that was on the move. So here we are coming up. We'll see how it goes bloom-wise as it's getting up to the top speed. So approaching 30. It's not the fastest. What's it like? How much do you lose turning? Hardly any loss on sand of momentum. So that's, I think it needs it actually. So very nice, and it sort of holds speed, well, generally on the flat quite nicely. What's it like in this slight rise? You lose a bit of speed coming up a rise. So we'll see what we can do. Move up, get the binoculars in operation, get into a position to shoot over at the enemy. aid the team, see what we can do. We've got the Crusader and the 67 moving to the central ridge, and we will see what we can do from here. It's having trouble getting up this this dune, so the mobility isn't the greatest. So we're set up here. I've got someone. Okay. They're moving a bit more. Time to go. Nice. Very, very nice. Help pin him in place. Ooh, lucky little badger. Oh, yes. Very punchy. Oh, nice. This gun is what was lacking on the AC one. Oh, set this up at range. Oh, very nice indeed. Let's turn that way. Get the gun ready. Get the binoculars set up. Got a Skoda in town. Time to push. Got a T-34-85 pushing in on the base. Our T-14 is not doing a lot. I'm going to help defend the base. I've got a feet. There he is. Okay. Now the manoeuvrability coming on the flat and slightly down to. So if you get to, if you work things properly. Couple of shots there where he was. We'll see if we can spot him. 5-2. Well, now we need to do a bit of fancy footwork here. But as you see, the punchiness of the gun, I think I'm going to run out of standard ammo. It fires so quickly, it's so accurate, and the punchiness of the 17-pounder is very, very good. Very good indeed. He's going to work that way. I'm going to set up ready for him. That's it. You keep going. Oh, what? Oh, yes. Very, very nice gun. Very nice tank indeed. Let's try and get high. The power to weight, especially now with the engine taken down. Let's fix that. Without the engine, you're in serious trouble. He's gone. Oh well, nice game. So first game, no kills. Let's see how we did. I'm quite impressed by this little devil, you know. So let's have a look. 1300 experience and 1300 looks like, okay, let's see. So how did we do? So top on damage, but we only came away with 400 experience, no kills. He took all the kills. So the low alpha was an issue, but that was a Cromwell. So, you know, we did a similar amount of damage to a Cromwell. He had the mobility, we've got the gun. So I'm very impressed. So 14 shots, 8 hit, 8 pens. You saw how good it was. And 26, almost 27,000 credits, 597 experience, times 2 plus a bonus for 1,300. So that was a times 2 for the first game. So do I rate this this fun little tank? Actually, yes, but it's made completely by that 17-pounder. Whereas the gun on the AC1, this 2-pounder is absolutely pants. The slight modifications to things, and that 17-pounder on this makes this a completely different vehicle. It's got a place at tier 6. The view range and the way it works is really, really good. And coming away with that amount of credits, that amount of experience, it's a contender and it's a fun, unusual tank. So, thumbs up from the bear. So the AC4 Experimental gets the big thumbs from the bear. So this is me out, and I shall see you soon. And oh yes, it's the Hearts of Iron 4 day. So Hearts of Iron 4 will be out later. I haven't sadly had my pre-release copy yet, and I'm a bit sad, but I will have a review for you as soon as I can, as soon as I get it, and the review will be out on how to play that. So yes, keep on gaming. So see you soon, guys, and have fun. Bye.